we are back for one more time lapse here at Kentwood.
Our last time lapse video for Kentwood. We'll still have a few more episodes coming up, but this is the last time lapse. Kind of happy, sad moment.
Yeah. So that said, we have kind of a mixed bag of activities that you will be seeing here in the next little bit as we kind of seal up all the loose ends. A few minor projects, a threshold, putting in some shelves, I think.
Oh yeah, some shelves.
But some painting.
Just enjoy the random time lapse.
Yes, so do not be surprised by what may come next. All right. All right. It's time to put in a vanity.
Bathroom vanities.
Number one.
Number one.
Sorry, you said plural.
That's true.
So yes.
They were the same vanity.
It
for both
is
bathrooms.
the same vanity for both bathrooms, true. This being the back bathroom. You are getting it all situated for plumbing?
Yes. And cutting the little extra holes in the bottom because it sits on top of an air vent. And I don't want the air to get trapped under the vanity and not actually go into the room.
Oh.
So cut a little peek hole in the bottom of it so the air can flow out. And then here is the plumbing portion of the vanity, which is a very well done, clean job, if I'm tooting my own horn.
Well, good for you.
And it went really well. I've gotten good at these.
Well, that's cool. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, another vanity in the other bathroom. I also got a lot better at marking the holes for the water lines and the sewer line on the back of the vanity.
Oh, to where it fits more cleanly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of having to cut like one massive hole.
Yeah. That's okay. I feel like I've opened up some vanities and you're not the only one who cuts the massive hole. But when you don't have to, it's nice.
Oh yeah, and the faucet's going in too. Which if you have a vanity top that comes off, it's always best to install your faucets before you install your top of your vanity. It's a lot easier to get
easier. Yeah.
Versus laying on your back and trying to do it over your head.
That's fair.
Now it's your project.
Yes, so now we're back to the back room again, and I am chipping away at some leftover kind of not as good wood. So getting that out of the way for our threshold, which then I have to build back up to meet the floor in the kitchen.
Yes, because this is where originally the exterior door was for the house.
For the house, yeah. And since it had been, the floor had been lower, so I think there had been another step.
There was a big concrete step.
Yeah, there was a big step. That's right, it was concrete. I forgot, man. Yeah, so there had been a step. We had to take that out. Now we have to build it back up. This was my I think this was my first build where I wanted to fill it all in. I forgot that it could be open. So I learned.
Yes, you wanted to make it a solid piece of wood in there.
Yes, I wanted to fill it with wood, which is really funny now when I think back on it. Yes.
We were like, actually, all I need is support for this one piece of wood.
For supports, yes. But I was really, speaking of, tooting your own horn, I was really pleased with how it turned out. I thought it looked really nice.
It does look really good. Especially for your first ever threshold build.
And it was fun. I like carpentry. Woodworking,
yeah. It's a pretty fun thing to do. And you make things that are pretty at the end.
Yeah, I like that. But yes, it was funny figuring out that I didn't need all the pieces of wood.
And then your finished piece on top is just a nice piece of cedar.
Mm-hmm. So yes, we have the supports underneath and then the cedar and I cut away to where it actually looked a little bit more purposeful rather than just like, a tiny piece of wood to fill in the hole.
Yeah. So you made the hole bigger?
Yes, I had to make the hole bigger first, which is always kind of ironic.
And here is a snippet of all the painting we did. This is not all of it.
This is probably one of my least favorite things about remodels. I do not mind spray painting. I enjoyed the exterior, and the interior wasn't bad, but painting trim and doors is probably one of my least favorite things.
Yeah, it's not fun.
But I did it. Look at me go.
You did a lot of it.
I did a lot of it. And lots of taping. Blah. But it is at least nice with like the first coat, and actually first and second coat on the doors, because you can tell like it looks different, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm glad I did this because it does look so much nicer.
It actually looks white.
But man, so tedious and like up and down, and yeah. But anyway, now I'm just complaining.
It's over with.
Yeah.
Your PTSD from painting.
It's fine. But yeah, so basically just going around, we did paint most of our trim. We painted all of our trim outside, but then, you know, as you're installing it, nails, different little things, you get scuffs. So it was both a combination of filling nail holes and then painting those, as well as different little areas that when you cut for the trim then needed to be painted. And then we had a few areas that just had missed getting painted prior to installation. So lots of painting. And it's about as exciting as it might be to watch.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, we're done with painting now.
Very repetitive. Oh yeah.
Oh wait, actually you're not done with painting. Now we're painting the bathtub.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I guess it is, but kind of different.
So yeah, this is
and way stinkier.
A very smelly process of epoxying or porcelain or covering a bathtub, which starts with like 75-80% of your time is spent sanding and cleaning the tub, which is what's happening still right now.
Oh, good. There, I see you have your mask on. I was gonna yell at you if you didn't actually have it on.
No, because I'm cleaning the entire thing with acetone, so then I put my mask on and clean it with acetone.
Yeah, good for you.
And then I mixed up this 2-part epoxy coating that I am now rolling on, which also smells horrific.
There was somebody that was one of your kind, loving friends that was specifically asking me if you wore a mask when you did your bathtub because they were worried about your health. And I was like, he better have. I told him he should have.
Yes,
so,
you have to.
Yes, for all of those other DIYer bathtub refinishers, get the mask.
It stinks.
It does stink, and it can't be good for your body. Okay, done with the stinky bathtub.
And then these are just a few little shelves that we built that go in this little cubby hole next to the shower.
Yeah, so it was my second wood project.
Yeah, which we didn't do the best filming the time lapse of this part, but
no, but it was also really tricky and led to a little bit of challenge itself. It's right behind the door, so I could only have the door open and closed while I wasn't working on it.
That's true.
So it was a little bit interesting that way, but so yes, that's why the door keeps opening and closing. I had to get in and out and work behind it. So yes.
But they also turned out really well. The
So
support,
you can see kind of things in the background happening.
True. The little supports that the shelves rest on. I like what you're doing right now. You painted that to match the wall so they kind of blend in.
Yeah, it turned out well.
And then just a nice clear coat on the shelves themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, we use fancy plywood, like cabinet grade plywood.
Yeah.
And then another carpentry project.
I know, and this one I at least knew I didn't have to make a solid step.
A solid wooden step.
And yet, I still wanted to over-secure it. But, again, I learned a lot. I enjoyed this project too.
It was another new one. You never built a step before.
I had never built a step before. But steps are way more involved than you would think. Like, especially, I guess, maybe like a freestanding step, because it's not the same as like a step, like a staircase.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it doesn't have the side beams or side like pieces. But yeah, it was a like mental puzzle as well as a physical building puzzle.
Huh.
But I thought it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. And then we had those little 4x4 posts that are the main like feet, legs of the step.
Yeah.
And then underneath those little 4x4 posts is a little plastic puck.
Yes.
That raises everything off the concrete. Because the goal of building these things is so that none of the wood is actually touching the concrete.
Which is, I would not have known that instinctively, even though it makes sense when you hear it, because your wood would absorb so much water anytime it rained or snowed or whatever. But yeah, the little pucks were important.
And then this is the last bit.
Yeah,
2 pieces of trim.
Some trim, yep. And
then the house is done.
I say side trim, and then a little bit of
quarter round at the bottom.
Yes, as well as actually a strip at the top. I don't know if that one got in there. We'll have to see. But yeah, this was just to cover some drywall nails and whatnot.
But I will say,
look a little bit more finished.
Exterior wall looks
so cool.
Awesome.
I know. I'm so glad we kept that.
It's very HGTV.
It is. It's fun.
Gosh, we're trendy.
Yes. Well, hopefully you enjoyed checking out us finishing up the work here at Kentwood. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please drop them below.
And like the video and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications of when we get new videos out there.
And tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Until next time.
That's a wrap.
Tour!